soon as he mentions God, as soon as he says the word, the very word, police officer goes to arrest him. 5 months ago, there was a story of a woman in the UK who was praying outside of an abortion clinic and got arrested for praying in her head, not even out loud. People said, "Oh, thank goodness we don't live in the UK. Thank goodness this is America, not the UK. We have our First Amendment rights." But 5 months later, apparently that's gone.
Looks like some more men just showed up to support us. This cop's gonna give them a hard time.
So the man says this is public property, and the officers kind of starting to bug him a little bit, just tell him to get away. Which it's a little bit of an overreach on the part of the cop, but it's not too bad. There should be police at even peaceful protests just in case things get out of hand, just to keep both parties separate. You never know, just in case.
I don't. God, let them have it. This is public property. With respect. Oh, I'm respecting it. That's it right there. You know who's cheering for us? The people that are in hell. So you do you, and I'm going to do me. This is public property. You. God is not. That's it.
As soon as he mentions God, as soon as he says the word, the very word, police officer goes to arrest him.
And there he goes, and Damon finds himself in cuffs. So I wanted to talk to Damon here about what happened and what was said there. I mean, you can see in the video, it is very short interaction. And so, Damon, what was the back and forth about? What were you saying with this officer?
Well, like I felt aggressive, like aggression coming from him as I approached him. So I approached him, and you can see when I tap my chest, I say, "Sir, you don't have to say you don't care." Now, I don't want to lie, so I don't remember word for word, but he was very aggressive. He said he doesn't care. I'm going to stand here, and I think he said, "And you're going to be quiet." And then that's when I said, "Sir, you don't have to say you don't care about me." And he said, "I don't." And I said, "Well, God cares." And then I said, right here, all I said was, I was going to say, God is not the author of confusion. And soon as I said God, he was on me. But I just showed up. So, and I didn't come here to the sign says, Jesus says, go and sin no more. I'm not mad or aggressive with anyone across the street. I am aggressive towards sin. And that is it. I want
A lot of people misconstrue that and say, "Oh, he wants to be violent against those people." No. And he says, no, he wants to be violent against sin. That's not exactly what he said, but it's basically the gist of what he said, which is very different. We're not saying against people. That would be absolutely horrible. We're saying it is against the actions that they actively do to discourage that, which is not even close to physically harming the people themselves that commit those actions. Because let's say it was interpreted that way. If someone sins and you want to be violent, violent in quotes, against the sin itself, then that means you hate the person and you want to actively commit sins against them. Well, then you would have to actively, violently hurt yourself and literally everyone around you that has ever existed on the planet, because everyone commits sins. So that logic is not consistent whatsoever. You cannot claim that's what he was saying.
Everyone to know, including my brothers and sisters, my best friends, everyone here, you cannot live in willful sin. So I didn't know that this guy interacted with Brother Matt. I didn't know that either. I didn't even know that Brother Matt was filming me, because I was focused on the cop and his approach right away. You can see, I saw these guys, these two, but I didn't see Brother Matt. I waved to them and I approached them, and I still didn't see Brother Matt because Brother Matt's further down the street. Then I can tell that this guy's aggressive. I can see he comes right up to me and he says, it's almost like I felt like it was the enemy telling me, you're going to be quiet. And I just felt like I thought of the First Amendment. It popped in my head like, no, sir, this is public property. I'm not being rude. I'm just here to spread the gospel, the good news. Jesus Christ saved me, and he can save everyone, including the officer.
Yeah, and you can hear actually after you get handcuffed, Damon, the crowd actually cheers, which was quite.
No surprise there. And according to the logic of the left, all of this makes complete sense, because actively disagreeing with them, according to the radical left, is violence. And so if you were to consider that violence, what he was saying, what the cop did is completely justified because, according to them, it was violence. His words are violence. Yeah, it makes complete sense. But of course, speech is not violence, so that doesn't count.
Quite remarkable because you clearly are. You
It felt like I was
clearly
being
just
punched
showed
in the
up.
stomach. Yes,
I'm
it
sorry,
felt
say
like I
that
was
again?
being punched in the stomach. It felt like I was being punched in the stomach when I heard them. So then I wanted to finish what I was saying. And that's when I said, God is not the author, because I wanted to at least get that out. And he swung me around. And you can see me around. He's on my foot. And he causes my leg to like buckle. And it looks like I resisted, but I didn't. He stepped on my foot. And I'm blown away at this point that in America, soldiers gave their life for me to do this. And this guy is doing this to me. And it's not like I was throwing things. I didn't say it. I never agreed to be quiet. He said in the affidavit, I agreed to it. I never said, okay, because you can tell. I said, sir, this is public property. I have a right to be here. I'm going to speak the gospel. Lord Jesus said, go into all the world and preach the gospel.
A lot of people will have this logic of, oh, thank goodness we're in this modern world and we can't be genuinely corrupted by government. We're never going to go tyrannical because we're a wonderful, beautiful democracy. But that is completely false. You're not immune to a dictatorship. We still need to be careful because one thing that a lot of people forget is in all the the dictatorships, the communist dictatorships, the socialist dictatorships, the fascist dictatorships, the Nazi dictatorships, it always starts subtly. Little sprinkle here and there of government overreach. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. And then the more power that you give the government, the more power that they're able to take away from you. So it's just a sprinkle here and there, and then it's quite a bit. And now they have your house. And so no, we're not immune to a completely corrupt government because it always starts slowly. We never notice it until it's all over. And this may very well be the start of that. I have no idea. I hope not, and I have a feeling it may just be. Stay aware. I'm not gonna say stay educated because that's their line. But until next time, I'll see you next on YouTube. Subscribe. Bye-bye. Also, I'm moving to YouTube with my live streams next week because Twitch is dying. Bye-bye. See you then.